Hey guys, today I'm in Morocco, in Marrakesh, and this is a beautiful country, I tell you. And one thing that I wanted to share with you today that I've been asked about is, in yoga programs, I often hear people asking, about the challenge of finding the time to practice yoga. And this is like a challenge for anything that, you want to do for yourself, that we live in a time where time is limited. Time is always limited, has always been, will always be. And the question is, how can you make the time for yoga? I think what helped me mostly with this question really is a change in perspective, because we all only have 24 hours a day, we are all busy, there's so many things that require our time in the day-to-day life, and it's a challenge. But one thing that helped me a lot to find time in the hectic day to do something for myself, whether that's meditation, whether that's yoga, or some other tools for personal development that you might want to implement in your day-to-day life, is that you really start to become more conscious, first of all, like how do you spend your time, because there's a quote by a very famous economist, actually. Well, he's kind of a founder of the science of management, and his name is Peter Drucker. He used to say that what you measure, what gets measured gets managed, or what gets measured gets done. And if you want to make time for something in your life, then a good idea is to measure it, like how much time do you actually spend on different things, because then only you get a really good perspective of what do you want to spend time on in your life, and what are you currently spending the time on. Because I think one of the main reasons is that we are just oftentimes not really conscious about how we are allotting and using our time. And when we go through life without a really clear agenda and goal and vision in our mind about not necessarily just what we want to achieve, but what we want, like how we want to live life, how we want to design our lifestyle, what we want to prioritize in our life between work, family, relationships, personal well-being, spiritual growth, and all these things. Like, how do you want to prioritize them? How much time do you want to allot to each of them? Because if you're not really conscious about this, then there's a very high chance that your time gets hijacked by other people's agenda, and then you'll notice that you run out of time and you don't find time for anything, because there's so many things that can get you distracted. And I find also that when I'm not really clear about my day, what I need to get done, what I want to do, then distractions, they come up everywhere. So even just unproductive things like social media, watching TV, these things, they come up and fill up time when we don't have really high priority things to do. And if you want to dedicate time for your spiritual well-being, then that needs to become a priority, because otherwise you don't find the time. It's like, with the Pareto law that, or Parkinson's law, I think, if how much time you allot for a given project, you will always fill up that time, because projects expand according to how much time do you allot to them. So unless you become very clear, deliberate, conscious about what you want to focus your time on, what you want to prioritize in your life, it's not going to happen. So that's number one. Step number one, you need to really prioritize how much, how important for you, what's the number one priority in your life? Is it material wealth, or is it spiritual, exploring and realizing your spiritual potential? And when you've made this priority, then you can make sure, okay, I want to allot at least 1 hour a day to my spiritual growth, or 2 hours a day. because you know it's a priority, and then you don't need to feel bad that you take that time. You don't feel like you're missing out on something else because you have made this conscious choice. This is my priority. I'm not missing out if I skip on other things that come up, because those are not my priorities. And it's good to fix that priority once, you know, like don't question it every couple of weeks or days even. You should fix it, I think, like at least once a year, and then maybe review it every couple of months. What are my priorities? What I want to spend my time on? And then the rest of the time you just, you know, live according to that. Because when you have fixed it, then it becomes very simple. You know what your priorities are, and you know how you allot your time. So a good thing is if you track your time over a day, like, you know, you can use an app, you can use a notebook, whatever, but see how much time do you spend on different things, whether that's in your work, whether that's in your free time after work, like you watch TV, like how much time do you hang out with friends. Nothing against that, but you need to be conscious about it. How much time do you actually spend on these things, so that you can then redesign it and decide like how do you want to allot. You need to basically budget your time. Sounds very simple, but it's all based on having a clear idea about your priorities, I feel. So that's what I would do, you know, fix your priorities, then track your time, and then review it once in a week, once in a month. Are you actually living to those priorities? Where are you drifting away? Why are you drifting away? What is the price of drifting away? You know, you need to question yourself. I had these times where, you know, I would just watch some nonsense on YouTube for like, you know, in the evening, and then suddenly I realized, oh my god, I just wasted away 1 hour. Like, it's gone and it's wasted. Like, you know, nothing came out of it. I didn't feel better. I didn't, you know, grow. I didn't learn anything. So it's really important to become conscious, I think, how we spend our time. And it's a good thing to ask yourself every hour or so, like, what's right now really important, you know? And just to become conscious, also take time and reflect and do some simple exercises to be more aware. You can ask yourself, you know, what's really the most important thing in my life? If you ask yourself that regularly, then you will start becoming more aware. There are other things that you can ask yourself, like, you know, you can ask yourself like really fundamental questions to come into a completely different mindset, you know, like, who am I? Like, where, you know, like, I think this is a good way to start. There are other things that I can go into, but I don't know if that's too much maybe for this one video. So yeah, this is, I think, how you can really make sure that you find the time for your spiritual practices. Let me know how you deal with that. Let me know what are your main challenges, and I would love to see it in the comment. Leave a comment below. Let me know what are your main challenges, how you deal with them, and yeah, let me know how it goes for you if you try this out. Guys, I wish you all the best from Marrakesh, Morocco, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I see you next week. Bye guys.